Alright, so this is where things will get interesting because what we're going to do is we're going to link this into another file. So in first place for this lesson, the same way I did in the previous lesson, I'm going to include the typical floor plan, which is the modeled project right over here, and also in PLA format, so you don't have any issues with the libraries. And also if you want to practice the modeling part a little bit, I'm also going to include the typical floor plan dimensions, which is this file over here. As you can notice, it's only going to give you basic measurements. If you notice, a typical floor plan is, the floor plan, but it won't have the different rooms, which we're going to replace with the Hotlink module. It's simply just walls, the circulation or the hall over here, the stairs, and a small space over here. And also I'm going to include the typical floor plan distribution number 1 and typical floor plan distribution number 2. You can also create different structures for your typical floor plans, which are going to give you different variants, especially for this side. You can notice we got king size rooms over here, and then individual beds right over here. Okay, it's going to switch a little bit the space. So inside ArchiCAD, what I'm going to do is I'll simply open already the model project. I'm simply going to, it's really important that when you open the file, you also activate the option right over here, launch a new instance of ArchiCAD, because what we want to do is we want to have the original file of the room opened in a separate ArchiCAD file, so we can make changes, we can adapt this however we want. And in the other file where we place the Hotlink modules, we want to distribute this original model. So let's proceed to open up the typical floor plan as a new instance. Okay, so once we open up this file, we only get something like this. If you notice, we're missing all the rooms that we're going to position in a bit. And let's proceed before we begin simply save this as a separate copy, save as, and in the same folder that I have created, I'm just going to save this as test typical floor plan, okay, which is going to be a PLN type of file. Let's save this. And now what we can do is proceed with the Hotlink module placement, okay? Now, before we begin, something to keep in mind is that the function place Hotlink is going to be deactivated if you are in a generic perspective. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you are in a 3D view, it's not going to be enabled. The first thing you have to do is open up the ground floor plan view. Okay, and once you're in the floor plan view, let's proceed, File, External Content, and place Hotlink option. Actually, all the different options that we're going to review for this section, you can notice them and you will find them right over here. You can place a Hotlink, you can break this, you can save a Hotlink as a separate file, you can save the selection as a module, and also you got a manager for all the Hotlinks that you're going to be placing for your project. In this case, what we want to do is go with the first step, which is going to be place Hotlink. In this window, you're going to have separate options. In first place, you can select which module you want to place. In second place, you got the settings, which master layer, which ID, the orientation. You also got design options, which is a new function introduced, if I remember well, in ArchiCAD 27. Something that we're going to cover in a little bit, but for this case, we're going to skip this option. We're not going to review this one for this section, okay? And also you got element settings, which I want to explain in a separate manner, because this will control how all the different heights for your project are going to work, and also how ArchiCAD is going to relate the different heights from one project to another, because maybe one project doesn't have the same stories that it has in a second project. Maybe project number 2 has 5 stories and project number 1 has only 2 stories, and maybe project number 3 will have 7 stories. So yeah, it can get messy really easy, but Specifically, stocking element settings will allow you and help you on how you want to adjust the heights of your elements and how you want to manage the story structure along the different files that you link. Okay, so let's for now minimize everything, don't worry too much about it, and let's proceed with the first step. Select module right over here. Okay, and once you select the module, it's going to open up this new window where you can right over here, new module, select which file you want to link. As we already commented, you can link everything from Beam Cloud, or you can link this from a separate file. Let's proceed and select the first file we got over here, room number 1, king size. Select this. Right over here, you will notice that it gives you the possibility of controlling which stories you want to import, whether it's going to be everything inside your project. For now, let's say that in both of these files, we have exactly the same stories. So what's going to happen if you select the all stories option, it's going to link everything from the level number 0 to level number 0. And from the level number 1, everything is going to be linked completely as the same, okay? Or you can select, okay, I don't want level number 1, I only want the information from level number 0, okay, or from the ground floor. So you can select whether you want to import everything or something a little bit more specific. Let's proceed with all stories for now. Let's press OK. And now you can notice that is going to give you in this list, when you start importing all types of modules, everything is going to appear over here. It's going to give you the source location. If you delete this, it's going to be missing in this file. Okay, so just be careful not to delete the source information. And also it's going to give you an idea of which stories have been linked and the source file. Now let's select this module. This is the one that we're going to import. It's going to tell you that it has been completely linked. Okay, so it's correctly linked. You can also change the model if you want to import something else. Simply click right over here and repeat the same process.